After defeating the mini-boss, Mogmanos, go on over to the next room and then jump and grab the bar here, which will lower the Mogma, and this sort of leads to a cutscene, and you will get a new goodie to your collection. So we got the Mogma Mitts, the dungeon item here in the Fire Sanctuary, and they're sort of like the 3D version of the Mole Mitts from the Minish Cap. Not only do they allow you to dig up soft soil spots, but for some areas you can actually dig and burrow underneath the ground, just like in this particular area. So there's some of these like top-down style puzzles. They're very simplistic though, there's nothing too elaborate. Like this particular one just requires you to hit the bomb and it'll blow up the rock in the distance, and this will clear the path, allowing you to make it over to the other beam of light. There's a bunch of rupees for you to collect, so be sure to go ahead and do so. There's also some of these smaller boulders, and these ones you can actually just break using your Mole Mitts, so you don't actually have to blow them up with a bomb. Once you resurface, you can use your gust bellows to clear out the area over here, and this will reveal another soft soil location straight ahead. So go ahead and burrow underneath, and this particular underground area has a switch, and the red portion of the switch is sticking out, and you can go on over and hit it, and this will cause a gate to move. The gate moves both underground and above ground, and as you saw in that little clip, this opens up a pathway allowing you to progress to the next room. It's worth noting that whenever a soft soil location is opened that you can burrow underneath, a small little circle remains where the soft soil location is. So that's just a little hint. There's some other areas that you can clear off with the gust bellows, so go ahead and do so just to reveal some soft soil locations. Afterwards, head through where the gate was and head on through to the next door, and this will actually take you back outside. Immediately just turn to the right and you can fight off the blue bokoblin here, and if you run straight ahead you can step on a floor switch. This will open up a gate and actually allows you to access the earlier portion of the dungeon. This is the area where we first fought that Dark Lizalfos. Usually these sort of shortcuts just allow for easier access through the dungeon, but in this particular case it's actually quite useful to backtrack through the dungeon, as there is a pretty notable item that we can collect. So there's this soft soil location here which you can now burrow underneath now that we have the Mogma Mitts, and there's another one of these gates, and this time you have to hit the blue part of the switch and this will move the gate, and once you crawl on over to the light and resurface, this basically opens up the pathway, so now you can progress down this hallway. So this is in the relative area of a location that we've previously been in, but now it's sort of from a new direction, and now we have access to this new room. In particular, you can stab at the plant here and get a water bulb attached to your sword. And now when you return to this room where we fought when we didn't actually fight this one, but where we came across the Mogmanos, now that we have that water bulb on our sword, we can actually defeat it. So go ahead and do so, and with the magma now drained, you can now reach across through a new pathway, and it leads to a door that takes you back outside, but just in this small little region. Over here, go ahead and open the treasure chest to get an empty bottle. This is the 4th bottle that you will find in your quest, and for the most part you don't really need 4 bottles, but you know, it's always good to have them just in case. Particular for the later, the final bosses, you might need those extra bottles just to get some extra potions in there if you're having trouble with it. Anyway, that's pretty much all we have to do at pretty much this end of the dungeon. So we need to do some backtracking through the pathway we just came through to get back outside from the area we just came from via that little shortcut. Once we are back outside, we want to take that shortcut now that it's open instead of going through the next couple of rooms. And once we get back to the door where we first came out of, now we want to head straight ahead. Just across the gap there are a couple bokoblin archers. There's 2 of them on the ground level, as well as 1 of them up above. So just use your bow to take them out, and then you can easily use your claw shots to get across. Be careful once you claw on over to the middle one and then to the other side, as another bokoblin archer appears on the higher ledge back on the other side of the platform. So you want to take it out using an arrow, and then afterwards head on through the door here. Once you get inside, you'll find there is another imprisoned Mogma. So obviously we want to free the Mogma, but like before, it's a little more complicated than just pulling a bar. Oh, well, not really, but we have to do something in order to reach the bar. There's a wall of fire that sort of blocks your path, and there is a soft soil location that you can burrow underneath. This underground area could be a little confusing because it actually looks different depending on which direction you burrow underneath the ground from. But either way, you want to first hit the target, the blue target that is in an area that's against the wall, and then you want to hit the second target. It's worth noting that you can't do these out of order, since if you hit this first one or the second one first, the other gate will block your pathway and you won't actually be able to reach the light where you originally came in from. So you actually have to hit them in order, but afterwards you can climb back out of the hole, and the gates have been rearranged a little bit. Over here you now have access to one of those bulbs, and once you stab at the green plant you can get the water bulb attached, and go ahead and, well, I completely botched that. You want to toss the water bulb over at the frog's tongue, its mouth, and just like before, and this will cause the wall of fire below to go away, allowing you to access the adjacent room. So head on through. You can slash away at the pots if you like, but then afterwards jump and pull the lever to lower and save the Mogma. So there is a fake wall in this room, and if you look at your map, you'll find that it's along the east end of the room. It's pretty clearly listed above here, and then you can actually hear the wind blowing from it. But just toss a bomb over towards the wall, and it will blow up, revealing a secret passage. And this is sort of like classic Zelda, in a sense. It's almost like a throwback to the original Legend of Zelda, where it looks like it's a completely ordinary wall, nothing of any suspicion at all, but you can bomb it. Usually, you know, we see a little crack that signifies it's like a special wall of sorts. Anyway, this underground area is a little bit different, as there is an enemy here. In fact, it's an enemy Moldorm. That's not actually its official name, but it carries a lot of similar attributes to Moldorm from previous Zelda games. Moldorm originally appeared in the original Legend of Zelda, but in some of the future releases it had more distinct characteristics. This particular Moldorm, it actually is very similar to the Matter Pillar from the Minish Cap, in that you have to attack its tail. That's its vulnerability. However, it's almost identical in appearance to its Phantom Hourglass appearance, where it has its pincer and it has all the pincers on its near its head, and has all its legs, and the tail is the weak spot. So basically what you need to do is you need to trick it so that you have access to the back of the Moldorm's body, and then you can just claw away with your Mole Mitts in order to defeat the Moldorm. This particular Moldorm, however, you don't even need to defeat. You can just completely ignore it and just make your way over to the other light region, and you can dig your way back up to the surface. And once you've done so, there's a treasure chest straight ahead, so go ahead and open it, and you will get a small key. This is a small key that we can use back all the way in the room, the first room really, where we burrowed underground. So we're going to need to do some backtracking, not really too much though. You're going to head back through this door here, and this takes you back outside. And if you haven't already, be sure to defeat the Bokoblin Archer in the distance. Afterwards, you want to claw on over to the target here, and drop down, and then head back into the room to get back to this earlier room that we went through. You can run down the stairs here and save at the bird statue to the right, and then head on through the locked door. And we'll continue on in this dungeon in the next video, where we'll complete the dungeon up to the entrance to the dungeon boss. So I'll see you guys then.